I'm working on too. So I have a mess here again as usual, but a mess is usually my go-to, right? Last time we were talking about some of our Christmas in July stuff, the little snowmen, primitive snowmen that we make. I also told you I was going to make a quick tutorial or a little video on how to put together our Christmas portal. What I did was went ahead and made some cuts the other day while I was had some spare wood and spare time. So if you want, you can get a piece of paper, a pen, whatever, write down your measurements. Or you can just make them up as you go along like I do. So for example, I took a little 1/4-inch piece of Luan scrap, something like that. This particular one is 9 inches long and 6 inches wide or deep, however you want to do it. Made up another piece. This will actually mimic the floor or the hearth. That's it's a foot. This one's a little over a foot. And 2 1/4 inches. A little front plate that goes in front of it. Your third piece. 6 3/4 inches by 2 inches. So I took a 3/4 inch piece of stock, painted it black and stained it. This is for the mantle itself, the top of it, this part right here. The size actually doesn't matter what looks good to you or what you have available. This one's 11 by 1 1/4 inches. Took the same exact piece of stock and just glued them on the front of your piece of plywood or Luan. I also took, remember a couple videos ago, I took some spindles, cut them in half. Well, I cut the bottom off the spindles there, and I'm using them on the front of this project. That will be this part right here. And then I strongly encourage you to paint it the way you want to paint it before you assemble it. Otherwise, it can be quite tedious. So the best thing to do at this stage before you assemble the rest would be to paint it. You can make the back look however you want, the stone look, a red brick look. You can put anything, you can put wallpaper in there, you can, those little drawer adhesives, any pattern you want. You can go to any craft store, or you can just make your own what you want. Get it all painted up. Again, attach these two sides with glue. You can use some small brads in there if you have. That's small size. Paint it. And then where am I at? Then you want to attach your bottom. You want to center it, right? So we said this was 11. So 5 1/2 is the center. Or you can just measure how much you got distance on each side, like 1 3/4 there. I have a tendency just to eyeball things anyway. So that's where I would put it. Guess I'll just go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna. Guess I can go ahead and just fire up the air compressor and put it all together for you real quick, and we'll just pretend like it's painted. I'll do that. I'm going to shut the camera off so you don't. Okay, got that ready. I went ahead and put a little glue in there already. You know, nothing exciting about watching somebody put glue on a piece of wood. So, compressor's charged. pretty well have it centered the way I want it sitting on there. I have no idea what size threads I have in there. That'll work. Don't need a whole lot. All I'm doing is just basically putting it in place so I don't have to sit there and wait for the glue to dry. And then, if you notice, I have these. My brads are too big for these little guys, so I'll probably have to just put the glue on these. But these are basically little risers that's going to help support the front piece. Several different ways to put these things together. This is just a quick way. Put the idea out there, and you guys just get out there and have fun and be creative with it. It's more about the magic of Santa Claus having a way into those homes without a fireplace. The little story that comes with it, right? I meant to buy some smaller breads. I'm not a patient man. Okay, well, if you guys aren't doing nothing, we can just hang out here for about a half hour and let that grind. That's the other compressor. Let that glue set up. I did bring my router from home and set that up a little bit and play with that. The other thing is when I cut these in half, they're so hard, especially when you're using the table saw to get the exact down the middle sometimes. So you might have some challenges with that. So one's going to be a little thicker than the other, and the way you can combat that is just take it over to your little bench sander, set it down on there, and let it just eat itself on down to the size that you want so it matches the other one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. If your shop doesn't look like this and is super clean all the time, then you're not busy. Other than their a one-off. I'll talk to you later. Needs a little adjustment there, but it'll be all right. That's much better. Old Red borrowed my other tripod, so I'm using this. Boy, it looks crooked as can be. Am I crooked? So I'm using this other one I have. Real nice tripod, but I don't have the exact pieces I need to have that on there the right way. Oh yeah, that's a much better fit. So it's kind of stuck in there and duct tape holding it on, but hey, it works great. Perhaps. Unless I'm crooked, then not so great. Anyway, that's what's going on with that. It's not set up too bad. You run over there and turn my light around? I'm doing myself. Oh, act like you're inside a phone or a TV and you can't even reach it. Except you. I know you would have helped. You right there. One in the green shirt. Yeah. Thank you. I know you would have. Anyway. Some of you out there reaching. Hold on, Jim. Hold on. All right. I glib. Apply your glue. I would say liberally, but just going to make a mess. Set your mantle up on there, whatever way you want it. You can measure it like a professional, or you can eyeball it like me. I do use my fingers a lot for eyeballing. I was like, okay, this goes down to that knuckle, that goes down to that knuckle line. Shoot, I'm good to go. Yeah, but now these I can throw bread in. And don't worry about it. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Might be a little hole in there. And you know what? The more rustic they are and the more you do to them, the more authentic they look. And if you don't like the little brad holes, you can just take your little greenery like you would on normal Christmas and, you know, decorate your Christmas mantle, your fireplace. So you're going to do the same thing with your, again, I can't really brad these in there because, you know, I was just at Harbor Freight too. I could have bought myself some inch and a quarter staples. I think, I don't even know how short they make them for that one. Or I know how short they make them, I just don't know. At Harbor Freight, it's random. Sometimes I go in there and they have these different sizes that fit it. And sometimes they go 3 months and I won't see anything I need there as far as the brads go. All right, I'm sure y'all can see that. It's that simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, 7, 8 pieces. Most of it's scrap. In fact, all of it's scrap. All of it's crap, but you turn it into not crap, scrap. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So this is going to dry, and you have yourself a nice canvas in a magical Christmas porthole. Your own fireplace where you can snuggle up with your loved ones. And you can paint your flame in there. You can stick some little LED lights back up in there if you want. Make your little Christmas wreaths. Whatever you want to do. You got the base, you have the foundation, take it, run with it, do something with it, have fun. All right. Turn my light around here now. I'll get it myself. Green shirt guy, I appreciate you. Wish you were here. All right, so I grabbed my router from the house and my screw gun, impact gun there. I haven't had that here a few weeks either. I obviously haven't even touched or played with this. There's cobwebs everywhere. And I would say at least 3 or 4 years. But I decided I'm going to make some signs coming up. It's, you know, Christmas season coming up soon. And I'm going to use a trim router, a trim blade, and see if I can't knock out some signs, because the signs I want are actually going to have shapes to them for the ones that I'm making this year. And they'll be available on our Etsy page. You can reach out to us on our Cottage and Country Facebook page, or you can just drop a comment down below and say, hey, I like those. Give me one. Anyway, we're going to start playing with this. See if I can remember what's what and how to do this, where I want it, how I want to set it up. Probably not a good idea to set it up on this little plastic table. What could possibly go wrong? All right, so I'll figure something out, then we'll get back to it, and maybe I'll hit something with the trim router, trim blade I just bought, and show you how to do that. Or maybe you could show me how to do that. I ain't sure I remember. All right, so I think I have it set up the way I want it for what I want to try. And it's basically, you're going to just trim the edge of this. We're going to see what happens. This isn't the router that I bought it. It's the one that already has on it. So, bought for it. We're going to see what happens here. Oh, I got another splinter. Oh, Mom. So it didn't do what I wanted to do. It actually did it worse. I think I'm going to set the fence back a little bit and get a little bit better cut on it. Basically what that means, I'm going to expose the blade more, making sure it's even, tighten the fence back down. It was doing a nice job. Well, it's kind of it's not very even. It was doing a nice job, and then it went rogue at the end after I hit this knob and kind of dug in and out. It's always good to use a practice piece first to find out exactly what you want. All right, I'm going to mess around and do some other stuff with it and go from there. All right, so I cleaned it up. I adjusted the blade where I want it to be, and this is a bad example for a piece of wood because I have stuff stuck in here. But what I'm going to do is basically just show you exactly what this blade is supposed to be used for. You know what? I'm not even going to hit that staple, so I don't care. All right, here we go. So you got a little rabbit. Or you see what it does. A little track in here. So now if you wanted to, again, making a bad example because I don't have any stock. You have another piece of wood you can just slide in there. So this could be like if you're making the bottom of drawers, or you're just making a box and you're gonna set it all in there, put it together that way. There's lots of different things you can do with that blade. Especially when you're making drawers, to slide it in and out of your cabinets. You get the idea. I'm gonna clean this mess up now. I don't have the proper wrench to change blades, so that's probably all the playing I'm going to do with that today. I really wanted to get some of these other bits out and show you what they do. And again, my trim router bit, the one I wanted to play with, now it's probably going to be on hold for a little while. That's okay. Probably going to pick up a trim router anyway because it's a lot easier to cut things out with that. So when I get that, we'll go from there. Starting point don't really matter. When you turn your piece of wood, you just have your saw blade follow the line that you drew, okay? If you get too much sawdust on there, it's blowing away. Just use to blow the sawdust off when it doesn't come off. Slowly turn. Back it back out. Same way you went in. See how I missed that line a little bit? That doesn't matter because we can always come back and clean that up. In fact, a lot of times, since I just rough draw it on with a pen, when I cut it out, a lot of times I like what I cut out better than what I actually drew on there. So, all right, so what you're going to do now is you're going to practice with these 3 lines here, okay? You ready?
No.
No? Okay, so the woman is behind me videotaping. I was down in the wood shop. I didn't even know she was up here. It's guess what happens when you're busy making loud noises. See if I can sneak up on her. Neighbors are downstairs working. They got a great t-shirt business. I highly recommend them. Probably going to be making a lot of our merch. Where's she at? See if I can flip this around on her. There she is. So she is doing it with her phone flipped around on was it 9:16 format? So it'll be great for little shorts of YouTubes. Otherwise, I'm not sure if my editing equipment is going to flip that for me.
Yes.
In case y'all want to go pick, and guess what? We got the stuff. I'm pretty excited she's getting things priced. Putting 2 prices on there because we have so much stuff to get done, and so little time. So, for example, she's probably already done this, but this dresser here, 85, what does that say? 85 as is, or 225 painted. But the job that she does on this furniture is well worth it. So so much. And look at all these awesome projects we have lined up. It goes all the way down the other end. I had to get down to the other end of my area. Yeah, I had to carry it on down to this end here. All these wonderful pieces that we are just getting to. I mean, some great pieces. I love that table there. It's like an end table, double fold down. Can't wait to get to that one. I like it a lot. There's a mirror back there for this. Okay. Got some great ideas for this, for that. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this video. This is going to dry. I'm not painting it. It's just going to stay like that as a prototype for future. Unless this is, I'm still painting. No. Okay, so we'll wrap this up and see you next week.
I thought I told you we paint them before you put them together.
So about that, I was getting filming, and the audience said, "No, just go ahead and put it together." And I said, "Well, you're going to get me in trouble."